What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. So here I have the KTOWN Social, and I think these three guys are from LA or somewhat from LA because I am from LA myself. And then they have this interview with Hank Yu, and then Andrew from Legal Mindset is gonna have some commentary with this, and I'll have some of my own. So let's get into the video. Yeah.
We will review this right now. This is the KTOWN interview from KTOWN Social Club, who reached out to Hank Yu. Now, I'll just give my live commentary.
All right, and we are back with KTOWN Social Club. Joining us, me, Michael Kim, Douglas Kim, and Ed Choi. Joining us all the way from Seoul, Korea is you may know Johnny Somali. It's Johnny Somali's buddy in Korea. Hank Yu, welcome to the program, Hank.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, so what's going on with you? Where you?
I love the.
Or does he mostly post on Truth?
Sorry. I love. I'm gonna go back here, but I love the face on this guy. The face on this guy over here.
Yeah.
Because you can see these guys are like they know this is gonna be crazy, right? Like the facial reactions of like what the fuck is about to go down right now.
Somali, it's Johnny Somali's buddy in Korea. Hank Yu, welcome to the program, Hank.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, so what's going on with you? Where are you going?
I'm going to the gym right now.
Okay, so I just want to say this whole I'm going to the gym, this is how much I lift. Once again, it goes back into this like false machismo, right? This like I'm willing to fight women and people that are smaller than me and weaker than me, but as soon as it's a dude, as soon as anybody else, I'm going to go and call the cops, right?
Now, early in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what time is it there?
It's like 9 a.m., right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what can you bench press?
They're like laughing.
I maxed out at 100 kilograms, which is like 220 pounds.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't like max out much anymore. I do like which weight I can comfortably bench for like 8 reps without assistance. So for that, it'd be like 60 kilograms to 70 kilograms around there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. You sent me a text. You sent me an email because when we first covered the Johnny Somali thing when he got his beat or whatever in Korea, you were there too, and we talked about how you kind of got pulled to the ground and some girl was stepping on your face and all this stuff is going on. Like you said, you wanted to clear something up. Like, what is the misconception people have?
So and this is the thing that actually is like empirically a lie, and a lot of people have debunked it about like his statement. So he's about to obviously he's going to give the Hank version of the story, which is not the right version, but he needs to show like, oh no, this is what happened because I'm the man and I could have beat everybody up, right?
Well, a lot of people think it's a 1v1 and that guy took me out like fair and square just because that dude took me down to the ground. But in 1v1, I would have pulverized him. Simple, like.
So once again, he needs to like prove himself. He needs to show, oh, I'm so tough. I would have taken him out. Once again, you're seeing like a psychological profile. When you put this together, you see like psychological profiles of people. It's like a psychological profile of somebody who continually needs to prove that they're really tough.
Basically, yes, he took me down to the ground because I was imbalanced, holding a baton. But I actually reversed and reversed, tripped out, and got a back control.
He's living his like wrestling fantasy right now, like he's just it's such a joke, honestly. That's
when those are two that fatty and the bowl cut kneeled on my legs and his
fatty is Youngman, who I am going to try to interview actually soon. So
girlfriend like stomped on my head and my neck. So
yeah, but it's
41.
Yeah, but it was never a 1v1. I think you were just getting jumped because of your support of Johnny Somali and all that. You feel like you shouldn't have been jumped then. You should have just had a one-on-one.
Mind you, he also had a weapon. He had a 3-stage baton that he had in his hand. So he had a weapon, right? So let's make that clear too.
One fight.
No, because I know better not to I know better than to expect fair fight from a street fight because that's why, like, I don't like street fighting. You know, if they want to fight me, they can fight me 1v1 at the gym. You know, because anything can happen in the
right.
street
Okay.
fight.
So what?
This guy can't have a knife. This guy can have a gun. You know.
Yeah. So why are you friends with Johnny Somali?
Okay,
What's your, what-
real quick, this guy can have a gun. That is the biggest pile of shit. See that he's like pretending this is America or something. Like, no offense, but like once again, it's Korea. It's not America, right? Nobody has a gun. Okay, so that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement. Like 0%.
Yep, and I can concur with Andrew on that. Yeah. Here, I rarely even seen a gun out here in Korea. I've seen more guns in the U.S., but guns here? Yeah. Hank is full of it. But let's continue.
Chance you're going to get shot in Korea, right? As part of a street fight. That does not happen, right? Period. No guns, right? So that's not going to happen, right? Being knifed, highly unlikely as well, right? Once again, okay, yeah. Is it possible? Sure. But very unlikely. Look at the violent crime statistics. It's not even close. It's not even like sort of close.
What draws you to it?
If you're trying to avoid street fights, I think being friends with Johnny Somali in Korea is probably not a good idea.
Are you worried that using your home address for business puts your privacy at risk at iPostal One?
Let's get through this.
That is a very good comment. Perhaps you shouldn't be defending Johnny Somali, who's literally provoking people to come fight you, because he's literally saying, come get me, and you're defending him. That is kind of, in the technical term, although not legal, technical term, what we might call asking for it. Asking for it.
Yep, that's what you're doing, Hank. You're defending, and I'm still like sitting here, and a lot of us are still sitting here going, why do you defend that piece of crap Johnny? Like, really? And then you take them around and cause havoc. But let's stay tuned and watch.
Yeah, Korea has a really bad self-defense law. The reason why I'm friends with Johnny Somali is I don't agree with everything what he does, but
see, okay, there you go. Oh, there's a statement. I don't agree with everything he does. So he's having to back down. He's having to back down because he knows he can't stand by and justify it. He knows that what he says is done. He's having to say that, right? And then he's going to couch it in some bullshit argument, which is bullshit, by the way, right? Because, by the way, and you're going to see this, Hank understands the fundamental difference between Korea and the U.S. He knows that the laws are not the same there. He even mentioned the self-defense law. So he knows that there's differences in the laws between the U.S. and Korea. There's big differences, material differences.
I do support his freedom of speech. And
what do you agree with? What do you agree with?
So this is something real quick. So bullshit argument, freedom of speech. I am a very big American freedom of speech advocate. I very much in America advocate for that. But I live abroad. I am an expat. I understand, especially as a lawyer, that other countries do not have the same concepts. There are certain things in other countries that don't fall under that distinction. And the concept of freedom of speech as it occurs in America isn't the same. Understanding defamation, the difference between defamation laws, is just one thing amongst many things of how the laws are different in one area to another. And beyond that, committing a crime is not freedom of speech. Johnny committed what appears to be multiple crimes, right? That's not freedom of speech. Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of action.
I agree with pissing off Korean Xers.
Xers?
Sure. Generation X, yes.
Why? What did Generation X do?
Generation X is the worst in Korea.
Yeah, explain it. Why are they the worst?
Yeah.
What do they do?
So it's also these generational, understand, this is another thing too. These generational splits don't necessarily apply as neatly abroad. Right now, understand that there are like similar generational patterns, but the population densities and booms and busts, etc., work differently abroad, right? And sometimes the generations don't line up neatly, right? Japan has a similar thing too with the generations where they have certain categories they put people into, but they don't line up like one for one. There are some similarities, right? Like younger people tend to be more tech savvy, right? Or tend to be less motivated, etc., right? But they're not one for one. They're not necessarily one for one.
So do you know the Generation X attitude? Like, how dare you disagree with me?
But the funny thing is, Hank is a millennial, not a Gen Z. Just to be very clear.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's just a general
Boomers too, right?
Boomers too, but boomers, I believe, they have their own reason because Korea was actually poor then.
Yeah, but Johnny was not just going after Generation X. He was mostly targeting like Gen Z Koreans on the street and like harassing them, no? And boomers
Gen
too.
Z,
I thought
Gen Z actually loved.
pretty sure zero Gen Xers were comfort women too. So confused.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah, Johnny didn't even give a crap about who is what. He was just being a prick, just attacking anything, causing havoc as usual.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like this is a fucking great point he just made. Like Gen X was not comfort women, right? Was not impacted. That was like the war generation, right? So the people he's pissing off were of the older generations, right? So that's a very good one. And once again, Hank as a Korean knows this. And these guys, I don't actually know their background. I think they're in America, I believe, but like I'm not sure whether they have Korean any of them have Korean citizenship or like I don't know what their status is, any of these guys. I don't. Like it's just generally like I don't know. But like Hank definitely has no excuse to not know. Right. So like I could understand a Korean who grew up in America and never went back to Korea, didn't know Korea. They might be forgiven for not knowing because they didn't grow up with that. But Hank for sure knows, like 100% knows.
I know, but Gen Z actually love Johnny. Trust me.
You mean like
Gen Z does not love Johnny. This is bullshit. This is a complete fabrication that Gen Z Koreans love Johnny. Trust me, guys, and you're going to see me. I'm going to interview more of the Korean streamers. They do not like him. Right. It is not like a popular thing at all.
80% of Gen Z love Johnny or
Okay, so that boomer that was in the convenience store in the 7-Eleven that was getting harassed by Johnny, that woman deserved to be harassed like that?
And have thrown stuff
Like,
thrown at them?
The ramen?
No,
What does
that
freedom
I
of
actually
speech have to
disagree
do
with.
with action?
Okay.
That I actually disagree with.
So
So they're asking. I will say a little critique for them. They should let him answer one question at a time. They're hitting him with a lot of questions, and they're all really good. But like, I would wait. This is just like my little cue, and this is a problem when you have panels, and this is a huge problem with panel interviews. Is that you really want him to answer, but they're answering him like they're all hitting him with questions, and they should just wait for him to answer one, and then just murder him on the answer.
You have a line then. You have a line. So what did you tell to Johnny when that happened?
I told him why did you do that? That's actually illegal. You can get a criminal trespass warning for that. I mean, and
It's obstruction of business, but sure.
you did.
So then if that woman if that Ajuma was a Gen X Ajuma, you'd be totally fine with that?
They were boomers.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is if that Ajuma at the 7-Eleven or whatever was a Gen X Ajuma,
20 years younger.
Yeah. It would be okay.
Absolutely not. I mean, like I am for pissing Xers off.
Okay, so what is
within legal boundaries.
So what does Johnny Somali do that pisses Generation X off?
Yeah, what's one example something that he did that you really like?
Kunde culture?
Yeah, Kunde, yeah.
Kunde, yeah. Johnny Somali goes directly against Kunde, and I hate Kunde. Like when
like an old fart boomer.
Yeah.
So what's one specific thing that he did to
So yeah, that doesn't really make much sense, but okay. Like not really.
Kunde? Like what did he do? Did he say something to them or?
Yeah.
He said, "What the f you gonna do about it? Free speech."
Oh, that's what he said to a Kunde in Korea.
Xer, yes.
So you say that
I am in full support of it.
So you say you support Johnny Somali's right to free speech, right? But then when you
So okay, just to yell at old people, right? Once again, like that's the right. You're the right to yell at old people. That see, I care about free speech, like because it's fundamental to like the due process, constitution, like political like it's the freedom of information. He literally wants it just to tell people to fuck off. Which once again, in society like in the U.S., you are free to disagree with people even vehemently, right? You are allowed to hate people. You're allowed to say nasty things about people as long as they're not defamatory, right? You're allowed to say they're X.
Yeah, and the older guys, they just leave me alone. They don't, unless, if I run into an occasionally mentally ill, gentleman or lady, but why? I don't, it's like, Hank, really? Why attack them? They didn't do anything to you. Now, if I was to like get in an argument, they started it. I usually don't get involved because I live a quiet life. Hank, what the heck?
XYZ, right? In the US, for example, you're allowed to say someone is a piece of shit, right? You can say that legally. Legally, it's okay. You could say he's an asshole, he's a piece of shit, he's XYZ, but you can't say anything defamatory. So you couldn't call him a criminal if he's not a criminal, right? So you have to be careful. There are certain things, even in the US, which has, amongst all the countries legally that I know of, I haven't met too many that are, people can make an argument, but I think the US is the strongest freedom of speech laws. And there's certain things you still can't say. So, but the thing he cares about, the thing that's the big moral thing to him is to tell old people to fuck off. Right. It's great.
Continue to hang out with him after he then gets violent with people and puts his hands on people or does break the law. You do realize you're no longer supporting his freedom of speech and you're just supporting his illegal behavior, right?
Right. But Johnny never actually put his hands on people.
He has threatened to rape.
But okay, so it's like he never put his hands on people. That's not the only crime, bro. And even he admits that that's not the only crime. It's not just when you assault people. It's when you do other things, like, for example, obstruction of business, deep fakes, right? Threats can be that too.
Ape, hasn't he?
Mopsy, as a joke. Yeah.
That was not a fucking joke.
Because he said that you should get by Somalis.
No, didn't he say he was going to get his homies to like her or something?
I don't believe so. No.
He's wrong. He's wrong. We have the tape.
Yeah.
He literally said, I'm going to get my friends to do it.
I do believe that he said that you should get
okay, so you're saying he wouldn't cross that line, right? Because he's not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a violent dude. Like,
all right,
he's and really not. Like,
yeah, and
I almost chimped out on him a couple times.
But he almost chimped out on him a couple times.
Yeah. We've heard you. Okay. So for me, when I see you get mad at Johnny a lot. You try to drag him away from trouble. You yelled at him in the police car to stop drinking. It seems like you're trying to get him out of trouble, but he keeps f***ing around, and you're always there to have his back. Like, I don't understand why you keep helping this guy who keeps defying your orders. Like, you're trying to keep him out of trouble, but he doesn't care, and you keep helping him. Like, I mean, do you feel sorry for him? Like, what is?
Yeah, that's what we're all like wondering. Like, what the hell are you doing, Hank? Like, why are you defending this prick? Just makes me wonder. But we're gonna find out right here.
What is it for?
Do you feel respected?
I do really feel sorry for him too, because he didn't kill anyone, he didn't rape a child, or like he didn't like abuse kids, but like, why is he the most hated person in the world just because he disrespected?
What the like? There's other crimes than that, bro. Like, that's not all that he did. And also, yes, he did mess with children. He literally, we saw the video where he's like messing with the kid to like put in the dollar, right, or the $5, right, to fill his Metro card. And he's like bossing the kid around and yelling at the kid. He's absolutely abusive around kids. How about playing text to speech at full blast, knowingly around children that says sexual things? He was playing sexual messages knowingly around children.
That would happen in Mexico, basically.
Okay, but it happened in Korea, so
it would happen in America. Let's say you did something to offend Americans. Let's say, what would offend Americans?
Oh.
I mean, screw the Americans. There's people whose parents.
I like how they like had to think for a second. What would offend Americans? I mean, a lot could offend Americans, right? They didn't want to say it, but like, imagine if you went up. Like, imagine if Hank went up and like, I mean, for example, as much as he talks about George Floyd, what if he went up to like a George Floyd statue in the middle of like, whatever, like the middle of Minneapolis or something like that, and he just like took a piss on it, right? Do you think he's tough enough to do that? No, he wouldn't do that because he get killed, right? Like Hank is not willing to go into an actual dangerous situation. Like, as much as he talks about Mexico, he wouldn't go to like Guadalajara or Ciudad Juarez and start talking.
His grandparents people that they know and loved who used to be comfort women. So the real correlation is, let's say your mom has some sort of disease, right? And
Right.
Johnny Somali then made fun of that disease to her face and laughed about it. Would you feel like you would have a right to get upset?
I would. All right. So,
but it's just words, right?
If I love my mom, I would probably get upset, but I would still support Johnny Somali's right to free speech. You know, like I'm a free speech absolutist. I believe free speech must be absolute, and it's the most fundamental right that a human being can have.
Is that because you lived in America for a few years, or you always felt that way?
I love that I threw it out there. You lived here for a few years. Yeah. He's really like cosplaying an American.
Oh, right? Yeah.
He's really cosplaying an American. Yeah, no, once again, like guys, it could be anything. People, it could be anything cultural, right? He wouldn't go to DC and piss on a statue of like George Washington. He wouldn't go into like the Lincoln Memorial and take a right? He wouldn't do any of this stuff. He wouldn't go to the middle of Chinatown, right, and start like mouthing off about China, right? He wouldn't do any of this, like in anywhere. He wouldn't do any of this. He wouldn't go to Thailand and try to start here, right? He wouldn't go to the Philippines and talk in the middle of like Manila or Cebu, right? Like he would get fucked up, right? He would never do that sort of stuff. He would never have the balls to do that, period.
I believe I always felt that way because America these days doesn't really practice. It preaches free speech in a fake manner, but it does not practice free speech.
In what? Give me one example.
This is like so frustrating because it's like somebody who doesn't know what the concept of free speech is advocating for it, which is it hurts me as a free speech advocate to hear him using this argument.
Oh, that wasn't made by Johnny. Huh?
No, that was just made by some random dude on like some app.
Hey, okay, so when you were in America and you got the guns, why did you lie about being a citizen?
So this is a real, these guys, this is a fucking 4D chess. So hats off, KTOWN Social Club. This is a great question. So this is a question that if I am Hank, the only answer in Hank's shoes, the only answer that's correct here is I can't talk about that because I'm still fighting this. I'm still trying to get this overturned. If he says anything about this, it destroys his chances and it hurts him regarding his appeals and everything else. Right. But of course, Hank, he can't.
Yep. Let's see. Hank, once we get back into the US, let's see.
Can't stay quiet.
2 reasons. I'll be very honest here, right?
Thank you.
Back then, I was an ultra nationalist, so I was afraid
for
that
ultra nationalist.
Okay.
For America or for Korea?
America.
Okay.
So I was ashamed that I was not an United States citizen at that time. So I didn't want to reveal the fact that I am a foreign citizen.
Okay, well, you're literally okay. So he's just literally destroyed his case. He just literally said, "Okay, yeah, I was afraid of this, so I lied." So all of his appeals, the tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands that his mom spent on this, are now flushed down the drain. Mm-hmm. Any chance he had of appealing that is gone. So also any statements that he's taken or going to give, people can say, well, you've committed perjury in the past. You've actually lied. You said you were a national. You said you were a citizen. You're not, right? You lied. And then you tried all these other methods, to get out of this, right? You tried to fight this. You tried to appeal this, right? You spent all this money on this. And now you're saying it was just because you're afraid. Well, then you're guilty of that, right?
So Hank, you want to be an American so bad, huh? Wow. And what is this? What you want? Sorry, you can't see it. Huh? Is this what the passport you want? Because I'm an American. Those 3 guys, I'm assuming they're Americans since they live in LA. So, Hank, what are you trying to do here? And now you just ruined your case. So let's continue.
Huge blunder.
Like whichever nation that might be, And second thing is on the ATF form 4473, it does say that if you are a non-citizen U.S. national, you should identify as a citizen. So,
No, it does not.
No.
That is complete. No, that is not.
No.
If I'm a permanent resident, right?
If you're a non-citizen U.S. national.
Yes.
You should say
You should
you're a
identify
citizen.
as a citizen.
So if you're a non-citizen
No.
U.S. citizen, that's weird.
Well, non-citizen U.S. national. There's a
But what
classification.
was your status
make
in America when you
sense.
were in America? You're just permanent green card holder?
I am a permanent resident, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Right now, too, because I actually appealed.
He lost his appeal. He is
Yeah.
not. See, this is the thing. Hank wants to be American so fucking bad, and this is the best thing, man. He does not have a passport, and this is the exact type of person that should not be in here. In fact, here's another little campaign, guys. Here's another little letter writing campaign. Perhaps there's a little bit of support here could be thrown to the DOS. A little bit of information to oppose any naturalization of Han Jong-yu, right? I think there's really credible evidence that he's the type of person that should not be naturalized, right? Should not be brought in, right? And should have whatever status he has completely revoked, right?
And I agree full-heartedly, with Andrew. And yeah, he should not be allowed to come to the U.S. Yeah, Hank, you want this so badly, right? You want this book so badly. What's wrong with the Korean passport, huh? I wish I could have both, but I can't till I'm 65. But what's wrong? That's why I don't give this up at all. I'm not giving up my American citizenship, and I was born in the States. So, yeah. So, Hank, how badly, huh? So is this what it is? Well, let's hear some more.
There's a lot of grounds here to revoke it, especially with these statements, with these actions, right? Whatever status he does have, right? I believe he is currently barred from the U.S. Completely.
So you got,
But that's not what it says on the form. It says, "Are you a U.S. citizen? If you are not a U.S.
And smart guy here pulls it up immediately.
citizen, are you a foreign national legally permitted to reside in the U.S.?"
Well, 8 USC section 1101.
Oh, now he's a fucking lawyer, right? So now he's going to quote some law back. Hey, guess what? You lost all your cases, bro. You lost all of your cases.
Finds what a non-citizen U.S. national is. It says even if you're not a U.S. citizen, you owe permanent allegiance to the United States.
But that doesn't say anything about saying you're a citizen.
Oh, so you have like a legal. You should have been an attorney, huh?
Oh my God.
I love how this guy could subtly roast him here. That's so good. This guy gets fucking 5 stars. You should have been an attorney.
So currently you're trying to come back to the United States. Is that correct? You're trying to appeal your case?
Negative, sir. I actually plan to move to China.
Oh.
Shanghai.
And do you think that they will?
You think China is going to look kindly to you? I know a lot of people in Shanghai. In fact, I got a good friend in Shanghai. I didn't know about this. I might have some talks. We might have some talks about Hank going to China, huh? That's interesting.
Accept you with open arms? It's kind of a difficult process to I mean, I've looked into it. I'm also curious as well. But isn't it a difficult process to get naturalized there?
Open arms, I don't think so. But if you have an engineering degree or like a science degree, then it's much easier.
You are an
engineer. And I love that. Also, I love that. I love free speech, and I'm going to go to China. Right? That's so great. I love free speech, and I'm going to go to China. It's great.
You can go on a tourist visa, and of course, you got to pay money to get a tourist visa for 10 years. Because how do I know? I went to China, So yeah, I got my tourist visa from the consulate in LA. So yeah, for you to get a job over there, they want to know everything about you. You're not going to walk in freely in China. All right, there's some more.
It's fucking great. I'm a free speech advocate. Let me head to China.
Great.
Or you have an engineering degree.
Yes, sir. I am pursuing. I'm going to pursue masters of engineering.
I see.
Okay, great. Hey, so this has been a pretty peaceful discussion. It was kind of a little weird in the beginning because you were walking around and distracted. But, you know, after the trial, can you tell us more about the Johnny stuff? And where's Gino right now? Is he back in America?
Yeah, Gino is in Japan, and yeah,
that's an interesting fact. I didn't know he was in Japan. If that's, I don't know whether that's true or not. And this is something I want to confirm. Like, is he in Japan? Because that's very interesting. Obviously, Johnny can't go to Japan. That's a very interesting fact if that is indeed true.
Japan.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
If he did come back to Korea, do you think he would be in trouble with the authorities?
Probably not. I mean, Gino didn't really do it.
Yes, he would. Absolutely. That's why he's not coming back. I mean, if Gino's so not afraid, then Gino should come back, right?
Mhm.
Then Gino should come back, but he's definitely not doing it.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, you were there when. So when I saw the video where Gino was there, and you were standing next to him, and Gino was saying like, "Can I eat your pee?" and like making the la 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 face, and you were laughing at that, right? So that's funny to you, right?
AFP equips me and millions of others to make a real difference.
That is actually absolutely funny because most people think that's illegal. That's actually not illegal in South Korea.
No, forget the legal thing.
Oh, sorry. So I made a misstatement. One of my Korean people just texted me here. I want to correct the record. So I actually said it was Shiban won, or like 100,000 won. It was actually 500,000. So that's Oshiban won. Yep. So that's 50 man won, right? So 500,000 Korean won. So that's like $300. Yeah. So this he paid the settlement with Youngman, between Youngman and Hank, was about $300. So a little bit more, right? But once again, you know, this is what Hank is suing people over. It's like a couple $100. Trust me, in Seoul, like cost of living, you spend that in no time.
And the women don't want to be harassed like that, or do you think it's funny that they get offended by that?
Sure, but like I think it's funny because they're in a club street and they should expect to get lies like that, but they get offended like that.
What the fuck? They're in a club street, so they should be harassed, like, and threatened to be. No.
What the heck is wrong with this dude? Jeez. And like Andrew said, yeah, because they're on a club street. There's like a club almost everywhere in South Korea. So, really? Every street could be a club street. It's not, but yeah.
Just because you're in a club street, look, listen, man, I'm all for free speech. I'm also all for I'm all for hey, if a guy wants to come up and like talk to you and like flirt with you, that's fine. You know, as long as they do it in like a calibrated way or like a regular way, like, hey, what's your name? Hey, whatever, that's fine. But like, you don't deserve to get threats because you're in a club area. What the fuck? No. Or get yelled at and screamed at. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't do it, but you know.
But he was enabling it. He was actually doing it. He was telling him to get the F out of there. He was yelling at these people. It's crazy. He was there enabling and doing it. So he's trying to cope here because he knows he's getting pushback.
Speech, you know?
But don't you think just like you should expect to get jumped if you're hanging around Johnny and like that? Shouldn't you also expect that? It shouldn't be a surprise, right?
To get jump over that? No, I don't think so.
I mean, whether you agree with it or not, you can't.
Right. I mean, like, so if you were in the fucking Wild West and you started doing this type of shit, you would just get shot. And
I have a question. How does grooming fit into free speech? Because all she did was just use words, right? And she has a right to use your words.
Well, she had my fully informed consent to.
Yeah, I don't think he.
He just said, oh my God, he's smile. Look at how happy he is when he says this too. He's happy. God. He's smiling.
Look, yeah.
He is the voice after he talks about. He's like look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna rewind this a little bit.
Brett's
fully. Well, she had my fully informed consent to.
Yeah, I don't think he.
Look at that grin.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Good old Hank. Oh my goodness. So.
And he said he was groomed. Once again, it's fine if you want to like look, listen, I don't care what your orientation is. It is what it is. But he's saying like I was groomed in a negative way, right? Like I was taken advantage of. I'm the victim. And he's like laughing about it. Like if you're a victim, like you don't speak about it like so glibly, right? If like you're an actual victim, if you want to play that victim card, right?
That's that.
All right. Well, anyway, Hank, thanks for doing this interview with us. Let's do a more.
I'm actually curious. Do you have a take on the recent happenings about this past week in Korea? Because you seem to be against the Gen X Koreans, so you must be against like Korean people in general or whatever. Big things happened this week, I'm sure, as you're aware. Do you have any thoughts? What's going on there?
Well, yeah. Like I'm not against Koreans. I'm just against like Korean politicians.
Sure. But yeah,
I'm against like older Korean culture.
Right. So then
we end the.
Do you have right? Okay. So then
I like to tell you one more thing, but yeah, on the Korean president, he's saying that he did it to investigate election fraud. If he did, he's the hero. I mean, if that's true, right. He's the hero.
But I guess I'm just like asking what you believe. What do you believe?
At this point, I don't have any evidences to believe one way or the other. I don't want to make a blank statement and I'm wrong there, but I do believe that if it's false, then all right. First of all, my favorite president is Chun Doo-hwan.
Okay. All right. Okay. You know what? All right. Before we open up that whole can of worms, let's save that for next time because we're a little bit over now. We are going to get into why you like Chun Doo-hwan, but we'll talk about that next time. Okay. And try to get Johnny on with you next time because we want to ask him some questions too. Okay.
Yeah.
That
next
time.
Happen.
I mean, that can happen.
Try to get Johnny on. Oh boy, get Johnny on.
Oh God! Oh my God! Dang! I think he's like Johnny.
What? I'm not gonna say anything. You know what? Get Johnny on. That's a great idea. Johnny, go on. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, really? What's the worst? Come on, Johnny, do it. Yeah, Johnny, just go on. Yeah, let's get him on. Yeah, let's do it.
Happened when all of my legal cases are
sure
it's going to be like whatever a couple months.
Okay, sounds good. All right, then let us know when that happens.
Let me tell you one more thing.
Yeah.
Like when like those like Korean actors, they always say
these guys are afraid of what he's gonna say. It's so hilarious. They're literally in fear of what this guy's gonna say. It's like, let me say one more thing. This guy's already talked about getting pegged. He's already talked about getting quote unquote. He's talked about a bunch of other talked about femboys, and he's like, hold on. I got one more thing to say.
They're like, yeah, 인사하네?
Right.
Which means like, why aren't you like bowing down to me?
Yeah, but I 인사 anyway.
Greeting you.
I tell them, 니마 비 차오 니마 쓰러.
Okay.
None of us are Chinese, but what does that mean? What does that mean?
It's 2024. Yeah, hey.
Nima
Korea
means your mom.
Americanized countries in the world.
Right.
No, that bowing down shit. I fist bump. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, I'll fist bump you, but I bow to others. It's not a big deal. It's just but okay.
Just different types of handshakes.
All right, Hank. Nice fist.
Fist bump.
Hey, fist bump, buddy. Or not buddy, but
They even realized afterwards, he's like, you're not buddy. He's like, I can't even call you buddy. I can't even call you buddy because you're fucking weird. I can't even call you buddy.
Yeah.
Bro, that is so fucking uncomfortable, man.
God.
This is gold. This is a gold one. These guys
Dongsang.
He has to say Dongsang. Dongsang is just like a younger brother, right? In case you guys don't know, but people use it for like anybody who's like younger, right? So like in Korea, it's like,
yeah, we're not calling you anything. Just go away, Hank.
like there's older, younger. That's a big thing, like oppa for females, right?
Oh God.
Dongsang, Kyung, right? There's the different levels. So it's like she's just younger. So it's like, you're just a kid, just a younger guy.
Hey, you have a good time at the gym, okay? We'll talk again next time and get more information, okay?
You too, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, peace.
Appreciate it.
All right. All right, and that was it with Hank Yu.
Look at this guy's face here.
You finally joined. It was kind of odd. It wasn't crazy, but it was kind of crazy.
It was strange.
It was quite crazy.
It was quite crazy.
I don't know. He's a character.
I mean, I did look him up. It does look like he spent time in a mental institution.
Yeah, I mean, that conversation was absolutely mind-numbing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that was Johnny's BFF. Hank Yu Explains Himself by Korean Social Club. Fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, and oh my goodness. Oh man, I gotta have fun with that one. But yeah, Hank, you you're not coming to America, so you say you're going to China. But I know, Hank, you want one of these so bad, don't you? You want one, but you ain't. But you apparently going off to China, right? You can have fun over there. Well, they'll track your every move and your social credit. I know because I've been there. I had to even, surrender this so they can register me in China. So yeah, and I was a tourist. So yeah, go have fun over there, Hank. And yep, don't even. But if you want to do it, go ahead. You're free to do what you want. Oh God. Oh, and shout out to KTOWN Social, man. They yeah did a heck of a job there to get Hank on there. And yeah, I think they're pretty much in LA. So, I might have to maybe go down there, pay him a visit if I ever am there. So, yeah. So, I used to spend a lot of time in Koreatown too. So, yeah. But oh my goodness, yeah, good old Hank. Yeah. As the guy said, that was just mind numbing interview. So yeah. Oh God. So yeah. So nice interview, and then maybe KTOWN Social can maybe get Johnny. Yep, they'll just keep just screwing up their cases even more. So, and of course, we'll see in March when Johnny's trial is supposed to happen, and it's not going to even be close to being finished after March. So, nonstop. And shout out to Legal Mindset. So, you're doing, God's work here. So, keep it up, Andrew. And yeah, this is funny, man. That interview was just cracks me up, man. Hank, so Hank, do you want this? You want this so bad, but you're not going to get it. But hey, apparently you're supposed to have the better passport than the American passport. But to me, the American passport is more powerful to me. So yeah. All right, so if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special help to key out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video.